from NPR member stations. And from Visiting Angels, professional caregivers assisting adults at home in bathing, dressing, meals, and light housework nationwide. Visiting Angels, America's choice in senior home care. Learn more at 1-800-365-4189. And from Squarespace, an all-in-one website builder for bringing a project, business, or portfolio to life online, with templates, custom domains, and 24/7 support. Learn more at squarespace.com.
From NPR News, this is All Things Considered. I'm Ari Shapiro.
Thanks, man. Exclamation point. I really appreciate it. Period. But we are going to be going out to dinner with Maria's parents soon. Period.
In the election that just passed. They've been mad at Hillary Clinton since the protests in Russia in 2011. They clearly seem to have a fondness for Donald Trump, and probably the most important reason is because we're a strategic competitor with Russia, and so undermining our democracy and our claims to having a clean democracy clearly were important goals to the Russians.
Was that animosity towards Hillary Clinton and fondness for Donald Trump reflected in the kinds of stories that were being promoted through these channels?
Yeah, the Hillary Clinton storylines about her being sick or dying or a criminal about to be arrested, all that sort of stuff got amplified. Stories about Donald Trump being, a candidate who could bring peace and settle tensions with Russia also got amplified. There's also lots of stuff that was just tension raising. There were reports of supposed international incidents, a fake coup in Turkey, the prospect that the U.S. was going to attack another country. That sort of stuff got echoed as well, in part just to raise the temperature of tensions during the election.
Does the U.S. government have tools to detect or prevent this from happening? It seems like minimal use to find out after the election that this was all going on.
I think it's safe to assume that the U.S. government does absolutely have tools to monitor this. It's not clear that they or anybody else have tools to stop it, though. And one of the things we deal with in the story is here Facebook and Google have claimed that they can really crack down on fake news. They're kind of going to get off the sidelines on this issue. But it turns out it's hard because the news ecosystem is enormously complex and it's easily manipulated. And there's lots of reasons to manipulate it. If you have a certain political point of view, you can get a hearing in the internet that you couldn't get 20 or 30 years ago.
During the campaign, American intelligence agencies said Russia was responsible for hacking the DNC emails. Now there's this. It sounds like there was a multi-pronged intelligence and misinformation effort by Russia to impact the U.S. presidential election. Can we say whether it worked?
I don't think there's any way to know if it worked in the sense that it determined the outcome of the election, though that thought alone, that we're even talking about it, is kind of remarkable. But there's no way to run a parallel election and take these factors out and see what happens. But let's remember, this was a very close vote, where just, a few tens of thousands of votes in a few states ended up making the difference. So I don't know. If you believe that the kind of information that crashes through all of our social media accounts affects how we think and potentially how we vote, I think you would conclude that this kind of stuff does matter.
Craig Timber covers technology for the Washington Post. Thanks for joining us.
It was my pleasure.
Well, I might have known you were here. I had a feeling just as I hit the floor.
That was your hat.
If you've ever watched a movie from the golden age of Hollywood, you may have wondered, why are they talking like this?
Well, Joe here was showing me a trick and the olive got away.
First you drop an olive and then I sit on my head. It all fits perfectly.
Oh, yes, but you can't do that trick without dropping some of the olives. It takes practice.
What, to sit on my head?
No, to drop an olive.
That's Katharine Hepburn and Cary Grant in Bringing Up Baby from 1938. Their accents are a little British, a little American, a little posh, and not the way either of the actors grew up speaking. That dialect is called the Mid-Atlantic accent, and Dan Nosowitz researched its roots for an article